Guys, welcome back to my channel, and for today's video I'm going to be doing a foundation review for you guys. I am actually going to be trying out the NYX Total Control foundation. I know this just came out recently. I saw it online, I think Instagram or maybe on some like beauty page when I was scrolling through my feed, and was very interested in trying this product out, and I was like, I wonder when this product is going to come out. And then not even like a week later, I want to say, I found this at my Ulta. So I was like, oh my gosh, I have to snatch this up and try it. And they did have testers out, so I did a little swatch to kind of guesstimate and figure out which foundation was my skin tone shade, and this one is in 08. And it is a drop foundation. I have not tried before. On the back of the box it does say like the coverage level, so 2 drops plus is going to give you like a lighter coverage. You're going to get a medium coverage with about 3 drops or more, and then you're going to get a full coverage with 4 drops or more. And let me see if there's any information on this. So it just says, with just a few drops, our Total Control Drop Foundation delivers sheer to full coverage and a velvety matte finish. Simply adjust the number of drops you use until the desired level of coverage is achieved. More drops is obviously more coverage. And I know beside the foundation there was a specific brush for this foundation, but I didn't buy the brush. I figured I have plenty of brushes. I'm actually going to be using this brush right here. It is a foundation brush. I got this at one of the beauty supply stores that I get some of my makeup from, and it was like $7.99 or something ridiculously cheap, and I was like, you know what, let me just try it to see how it works, because I like more obviously traditional brushes. So I figured, let me just give this a try, and I've actually been using this for my foundation for quite some time now. I want to say like the last few weeks or so, and I really like it. It blends nicely, the bristles are super dense on it, and it's just really good for blending out foundation. I am not doing a review on this brush, so I don't know why I'm talking about it like I am. Back to the foundation. It does say shake well on it, so I'm guessing it does separate a little bit, and this is true beige. As far as color selection, there was not that much color selection. I want to say there was a shade darker than this one, and then they had like 02, and then it jumped from 04, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think that's how it went. The lightest one, and it was really pale, so that's a good thing. But then the darkest one wasn't that dark. It was like maybe a couple shades darker than the one that I have right now, and that's not going to work for, like, you know, darker skin tones. So that was like the one downside that I did notice. Before I get into this, I'm going to apply a primer. Already do have moisturizer applied on right now, so I'm going to put on the Hard Candy Sheer Envy primer. So I did notice in the foundation description it says it does dry matte, which I did notice in the store when I did swatch it, and I mean, that's okay. I do have normal skin. It hasn't been too drying as far as like being in the colder seasons now, but usually my face does get a little bit drying. I have been trying to keep it as moisturized as possible when it comes to my skin. I can see this probably being really good for oily prone skin since it is a mattifying foundation. So I'm just gonna apply it on the back of my hand. 1, 2. We'll do 2 drops right now. I'm gonna need more drops than that, I can already tell. So I've like scraped whatever's left on the back of my hand, and now I'm just going to blend it out. I'm actually liking the way it's blending. I know I'm gonna need more drops in this. Let's do a couple more drops. 2, 3, 4. Oh, buddy. I'm really digging the finish of the foundation. It's blending really nicely into my skin. It's not looking too heavy, but I can see where I'm going to need more than just 4 drops, that's for sure. As far as the foundation shade, it is actually pretty close to my current skin tone. I know the darkest one was a little bit too orangey, that's why I didn't go with that one. I do have like this red vein right here. I've always had it, and I like to judge how the coverage of a foundation is by seeing how well it covers up that vein. But I didn't want to put any color corrector on the under eye or any of like the redness on my face. So I wanted to see the true foundation coverage. So right there I think is about more of a medium coverage. You can still see that my skin does look like skin. It isn't caking up as I'm building it. So good thing is it is pretty buildable. I think I'm gonna put this last layer on. I'm gonna more focus that on my under eye. I'm gonna focus that more on my under eye area. Now that I put on the last layer, I feel like it's more of a lighter full coverage. I mean, it has evened out my skin tone, but I feel like I can still see like some of the darkness in my under eyes, and you can still see like that vein right in that central little area, that redness peeking through. Starting to matte up a little bit, which it did say it was going to do. Alright, so I'm just gonna let this set as I finish my eyes, and I think I'm gonna set it with a powder because that's just me. I like setting my foundations with a powder, even if it, you know, says like it's gonna mattify. I just feel more comfortable setting it because I don't like it moving around at all or feeling like it's gonna move around, but it's drying. You can feel it drying. So yeah guys, I will be right back. I'm back real quick. I feel like it's pretty much set for the most part. My forehead feels a little damp, but I just kind of concealed my under eyes and put a banana powder underneath, but like the rest of my face does have this like mattifying, smooth outlook. I like that it's not too drying as far as like my skin goes. Mattifying foundations tend to feel a little drying on me, but yeah, it doesn't feel like that, you know, like you get that tight feeling on your face. It does not feel like that at all. So doing good so far. Finished my whole face, got my hair down. I got my hair cut. I don't know if you can see it with the black background, but it is so short and it is super voluminous. I'm loving my hair. I love short hair because it gives me like the volume that I've always wanted. I love volume. I know like when my hair is long, it's really pretty long, but it just weighs my like hair down. It already is straight as can be, and then it being long just weighs it down. It's hard to keep some like volume. I'm always teasing it. This I didn't have to tease. It is actually a high-low bob, but it's not very, it's like super subtle, so you can't really like tell that it's like super high to a low bob. It's just a A-line, is that what they call it? A-line bob. Leaves my layers really piecey when I curl it. That is the hair update, and I'm sure if you've seen my hair on Instagram, then you guys obviously know that I did get it cut. So now that I've mentioned my hair, I did also want to mention the foundation. So this is what the foundation looks like after I've already put everything on, and I actually am very impressed. Set it with the LA Girl Mineral Pressed Powder. I do like the finish. I feel like it leaves my face really velvety, flawless. It's really a light feeling coverage. Like I can still feel and see my skin underneath it, but it does give me like a medium coverage. Put about 4 to 5 drops on my face, and we did about 3 or 4 layers, and I still got a decent amount of coverage, but it wasn't no full coverage type thing, you know what I'm saying? Like it did say in the box, but I'm sure since it is buildable, you could build it up to a fuller coverage. It is super liquidy. You saw when I dropped it on the back of my hand, it was like runny, which is obviously to be expected in, you know, this type of container. When it is in dropper form, you're gonna expect that. But the amount of coverage that it does give off as a drop foundation, I'm very impressed with, and I love the finish. As far as like the skin tone, it matches really well. I don't know how it's translating on camera, It kind of looks a little bit lighter, but it's nothing super noticeable, I don't think. I mean, I feel like you can't really notice a big difference. We'll see when I start editing it. I will check back in with you guys at the end of the day and let you guys know how it wears, and you'll see the end result of that. So I will catch you guys later. So I am back, and I know I left off with you guys about 11:15, 11:30ish in the afternoon. And right now it is 9:56, so it's about to be 10 p.m. and I just wanted to give you guys my final thoughts on the foundation and how it ended up turning out for me. I didn't have a problem with it kind of shifting or moving around like I, let you guys know earlier. I did set it with a powder, but I did notice around the mouth area, I think it's because it was more so like me eating. You can just see it around the mouth, like right here. It kind of wore off not really easily, but it's kind of noticeable if you like actually look at it. Confession, I did have corn on the cob, so that could be the main reason why it was like kind of coming off around like the mouth area. I mean, yeah. And then what else did I did have chicken too. So I had chicken, fried chicken, and the grease maybe from that could have, easily kind of removed that area off. Alright, so I took one without the flash, and then I took one with the flash, and honestly, without the flash, you don't see much of like a white cast. You see a little bit, like maybe it's my foundation shade. It looks a little lighter, but with the flash on, I feel like you can see more of like a white cast, which I'm not a big fan of. I mean, I did ask my husband, does my face look a little off as far as like the foundation shade goes? And he's like, what's foundation? I'm like, maybe I shouldn't even ask you. I wouldn't say it's like a full coverage foundation. As far as it mattifying, it does have a mattifying property to it. So yes, it is mattifying, but I find that it doesn't mattify right away on the skin. It took a few minutes or so to set. The Maybelline Fit Me mattifying foundation does kind of mattify a little bit quicker than this one does. It did not crease in my smile line. Sometimes foundation does tend to do that, or like around my under eyes. I do have some fine lines around there, and I have absolutely no problem with it creasing around there either. All in all, the foundation is really good. I would personally recommend it if you can find your shade in it, because like I said, it is very difficult to find your shade in it. There's not many options as far as finding the perfect shade goes. I would definitely recommend even mixing this in foundation that you do have if it's like too dark of a foundation, like from the summertime where you're just a few shades darker and you want to like lighten it up a little bit. This would be something to try out with it. Probably end up getting a few more colors, and I think I want to add this into my makeup kit because this is another texture and another type of foundation that I could see myself using in my kit. So yeah, it really depends on your preference and how you want to wear your foundation. If you do like more of a fuller coverage foundation, then I honestly wouldn't recommend this, but if you're more into like the sheer to medium coverage, I would definitely recommend it. And the finish on it is very pretty. You're being left with like a super like velvety finish, and it just looks really, really pretty on the skin. Like, I was actually pretty shocked with how nice and like smooth and pretty, like velvety finish like my skin had after I put it on. And I definitely think I'm going to start wearing this foundation more often, give it a try a few more times, see how I like it, maybe find ways to kind of, make it work for me. And if I do end up finding different ways to make this work, or finding ways to build the coverage to a more fuller coverage, I would definitely let you guys know. But I think that sums this video up. Let me know what you guys think of the foundation, and let me know if you guys liked the review. Let me know, like this video. I will also list my Twitter, my Facebook, and my Instagram, as well as my vlogging channel all around this area. I'll also have all the links down below, so you can definitely go check that out. And please subscribe if you haven't already. I would greatly appreciate it, and that will definitely help you guys keep in touch with my channel and the videos that I do upload. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.